receiving my content, you say. Welcome, guys. Woo! You know what time it is? You guys know it's 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday Night Livestream. I'm your host, animefanrk2k. We're going to play some more of the Eden of Grisaia. Figured you wanted a little bit of music to get you going at the beginning because this next scene is pretty silent because all too soon that day arrived. Apologies on being late. I was actually cooking dinner. I just finished cooking it about 2 minutes ago. Which means I'm eating it right now. So let's continue. The final day of Mihama Academy. Wait, what? Final day of Mihama? As of midnight, the school would be closed down. This was the end. Once the day's scheduled lessons were completed, the classroom where they spent so much time would be locked and their school would disappear. Although this had been communicated to them in advance, it still didn't feel quite real. There wasn't much tension in the air at first. Before the afternoon's elective classes, all the Mihama students were called to their classroom. And when all the visiting lecturers, who served as their teachers, also filed into the air-conditioned room, the moon finally began to change. What was about to take place here? As the students braced themselves, the school's principal, one Tachibana Chizuru, walked to the podium with a mild expression on her face, paused to clear her throat. Found a pollen tuner, sir? Well, it happens. And then proceeded to describe Mihama Academy's financial and operational difficulties before restating the details of its pending closure.
在校生の皆さんにお知らせです。かねてよりお知らせしていた通り、本日24時をもちまして、本校美浜学園は廃校となります。
Midnight.
学生の皆様におかれましては、あらかじめご了承ください。
In the sudden solemn atmosphere of that classroom, the principal's upbeat voice seemed a bit out of place. Nothing she was saying came out as any surprise, but her words still had an impact. School really was shutting down. That fact had lodged itself in the students' hearts like a thorn.
今後の皆さんの進路につきましては、この場にいる教員全員がいつでも応じますので、遠慮なく相談してください。すでに進路を決めている方に関しては相談の必要はありませんが、あなたたち学生だけで相談し、進路を決定することは禁じます。
Want to make sure everyone's there, you know?
深く考えることもなく誰かの誘いに乗ってみたり、また相手の事情を考えず自分の誘いに乗らぬものを蔑んでみたり、そういった事態を想定しての禁断であることをご理解ください。
Yeah, you know, I get it.
これはあなたたち自身が自分で決めなければいけないことです。もうすでに自分の進路を決めている方も、もう一度考え直してみてください。
Sounds very solemn and serious.
その上で、私たち教員がいくらでも相談に乗ります。なお、午後の選択授業は予定を変更し、進路相談のための時間とします。各自希望進路に応じて相談したい教員があれば、この後各教員の研究室へ足を運んでください。私からは以上です。
With her concise speech completed, the principal stepped down from her podium. Without turning around, she walked out of the classroom, followed by the lecturers. Soon enough, only Mihama's 5 students remained in the room.
つまり午後の授業はなしってこと？
It's cancelled!
そのようね。
Cancelled! After that brief exchange, the classroom fell back into a heavy silence. Discussion between friends was no way to make decisions about the future. The group hadn't taken the principal's warnings on that point too seriously, but for whatever reason, no one was speaking. They already understand each other's intentions. Or had they simply realized that under the circumstances, they had to make their own final decisions? As everyone watched each other, trying to assess the situation, one of the 5 broke the stalemate. Surprisingly enough, it was Kominesachi. Quietly getting up from her seat, she strode to the classroom's front door without meeting the gaze of her classmates. After sliding open the door, she turned back and bowed slightly to the room as a whole, then left without a word. No one had asked her any questions, no one had tried to stop her. Next to rise from her seat was Matsushima Michiru. There was nothing sullen about her attitude, and one almost had thought she was heading to the bathroom during a recess. Joining her hands behind her head in an artificially casual fashion, she made her way to the classroom's rear door. Reaching in, she paused abruptly, breathed in as if to speak, and looked down and studied her slippers for a moment. In the end, she left without saying whatever had been on the tip of her tongue. Most likely, there were countless words swirling around inside Michiru's head. Knowing how it must have felt to keep all that bottled up inside, no one could bring themselves to call out to her. Next to Ama and Irisu Makina stood almost simultaneously. Timing appeared to be coincidental. They hadn't exchanged glances. Normally, the two of them were as intimate as sisters, but at that moment, one might almost have thought they were in the middle of a fight. Right here. As if to emphasize their disinterest in each other's actions, Amina headed for the front door while Makina walked toward the rear. Like the others, they opened their doors wordlessly, but... Despite Michiru's admirable efforts to make an impressive exit, it seems she got paranoid that the others might be making fun of her for it. Instead of walking off down the hallway, she apparently pressed her ear to the door to listen in, making things slightly awkward when Makina opened it. Still blocking the way, Michiru stared down at the girl in front of her. For her part, Makina gazed right back up at her classmate. The staring contest went on for quite some time, but eventually Michiru turned around and left, Makina following in her footsteps. Now alone in the classroom... Oh, new song! New song! Yumiko found herself wondering about her departed classmates. Were they actually going off to discuss their futures with the teachers who were waiting in their offices? More importantly, what was she herself going to do? She really ought to know that much, but the answer remained unclear. For some reason, she found herself remembering something she overheard once. One afternoon, probably some time ago by now, Yuji had been playing with Makina as usual and he spoke the words in question. Once you decide something's impossible, you never get anywhere with it. It wasn't an especially memorable statement. For some reason, it resonated deeply with Yumiko. You try to pull yourself back together, but once your willpower has failed you, it inevitably gives away again. Eventually, giving up starts to come as a relief. In retrospect, I felt like Yuji was always saying oddly significant things, but perhaps her mind was playing tricks on her in his absence. Yo, don't worry, man. Another memory flashed through Yumiko's mind. Makina had been tugging Yuji's arm frantically, trying to convince him to hurry so they wouldn't miss the start of some television show. In a composed tone of voice, he told her, "Commander doesn't run in front of their men. No matter what sort of circumstances, a commander never gets flustered. They act calmly and carefully. Nothing else, staying composed means you won't be making the people under your command more anxious than they need to be. Sure, willpower can't make the impossible a reality. Still, there was the case of a certain lieutenant who boasted, 'Bullets can't hit me,' while standing boldly at the front line of a terrible battle. And when he came through it unscathed, the men who witnessed this no longer hesitated to trust him with their lives. It's time! Yumiko is gonna take some action, guys! Looks like it after. Anyway, after speaking these words thoughtfully to the empty classroom, Yumiko rose slowly from her seat. And then, imitating the students who left the classroom with determined strides, she took her own first step toward the future she'd chosen to believe in. Things are going to happen. I bet things are going to happen. Oh, this song. Oh, so good. After leaving the school building, Yumiko ultimately returned to her room. Rather than doing anything in particular, she sat around waiting for time to pass. To be more precise, it wasn't that she had nothing to do, rather that she simply couldn't manage to focus on anything. Part of her was waiting impatiently for the day to end, but at the same time knowing how little time remained filled her with anxiety. In combination, these conflicting emotions made it difficult to take any specific action. Oh, the most unintentionally coordinated exit? This is the Star Wars Crusaders iced tea moment? Basically. But it sounds like Yumiko's waiting for them to not be students of Mihama Academy anymore to take action, so we're looking forward to it, right? Letting out a sigh that had been sitting heavily at the bottom of her lungs for some time, Yumiko glanced up at the clock on her wall. Somehow it was nearly 6 in the evening. 6 p.m. was the time. Oh, was there a time limit? Okay. After 6, the instructors who were standing by to offer their advice and assistance would pack up and head home. Speaking with them might offer her different paths forward. Once they left, her options would narrow significantly. The power LED on the laptop sitting in front of Yumiko changed from orange to green. She put off packing her computer until the very last moment, Closing the machine, she slipped it into her bag and slung it over her shoulder. Staring at the clock, she rose halfway from her seat and sat back down. This process repeated itself a number of times. With about 15 minutes remaining, patience finally ran out. Standing up at last, she looked around the room in which she isolated herself for much of her time at Mihama Academy. Her shelves were full of her favorite books. With one glance at any given title, Yumiko could vividly recall the anguish she felt at the time she was reading it. The stink of misery had thoroughly ingrained itself into this room. It was, in a sense, a cage which she confined herself in. After today, she might never see it again. On the morning of his departure, one well-known adventurer supposedly set fire to his cabin home in order to strengthen his resolve. The dormitory room, that wasn't exactly a viable option, but Yumiko did believe herself prepared to leave the place behind for good. Still, when she reached out to turn off the lights, she found herself hesitating. It wasn't too late to turn back. Was this really what she wanted to do? Fingers stiffened, paralyzed by doubt. She kept running away from this, nothing would ever change. She was at a turning point in her life, a watershed moment. Turning to flee would lead her exactly nowhere, she knew all too well. In the form of a long, soft sigh, Yumiko pushed her weakness out of her. With a flick of her finger, she turned off the lights. This room was part of the past now. She had a new path to follow. Steeling herself, she strode out into the hallway, and in that moment, her time in Mihama Academy effectively came to an end. As of now, she was no longer a student. Sakaki Yumiko was her own person. Nothing more, nothing less. It wouldn't inconvenience anyone else if she were to take action. Of course, once she stepped outside the school gates, the extravagant freedom she had enjoyed within the bounds of Mihama's walls would come to an end. She was taking that step willingly, pursuit of true freedom and to regain something she lost. Her tranquil life inside this birdcage was over. As Yumiko closed the door on her darkened room, she thought that she felt the long-stopped clock inside her begin to tick once more. It's Amane. So Amane called out to Yumiko. It seemed as if she'd been waiting for this very moment. She was leaning against the hallway with her head hanging forward listlessly, her bangs obscured the expression on her face. Her arms were folded under her chest, as if to emphasize her formidable assets. Yeah, I know, like, yeah, this very obviously, like, this is the time when they're all gonna go and save, or go to Yuji, right? To be sure, Amane had always been there to help when Yumiko wanted to purchase something too large to carry. The mini truck they used on those occasions didn't belong to either of them. It's the property of the school. Rebellious young people grabbing the keys on the way out of the door was a tradition of sorts, granted. A parting gift like that wouldn't go unnoticed, and the last thing they needed was to be tracked down and arrested for theft. No Oyang hell? What? So Amane had the option of returning to her family. There was no need for her to participate in a lonely, hopeless struggle just because she felt obliged to do so. With so much pain and violence in her past, who could blame her for choosing a safer and surer path forward? And I think it's precisely because of that Amane doesn't want to lose anyone, right? She's going to choose the path of most resistance if it means that Yuji's at the end of it, right? It wasn't like she had to keep fighting the good fight. She could head over to the paymaster to collect the salary she'd earned, along with some canned food and a few blankets, and hitch a ride back home with the passing truck. When their wounded daughter appeared on their doorstep, her parents would surely be kind and patient. Sooner or later, she'd meet a better man than Kazami Yuji. An ordinary family would suit her fine. In fact, it would probably be the best possible thing for her, after all she'd been through. So Amane was the sort of person who could appreciate the true value of an ordinary life. It's the final choice for everyone to choose the true ending route, right? Even so.
きるって確かに幸せな人生だろうね。でもさ、そういう人生ってこれで本当に良かったのかっていう疑問は一生ついてくると思うんだ。その場で足を止めてしまった私を残して、眩しい光の中に足を進め消えていったクラスメイトの背中を、きっと私は一生夢に見るんじゃないかな。
Nah, it's not quite that.
私もうそういうのうんざり。
Sick of that, huh?
それにね、榊さん、私は戦いに行くんじゃないよ。私は逃げない女になりたい。ただそれだけ。
She doesn't want to be the one that runs away. Alright.
山の中でじっと助けを待ってた私だし、待つのには慣れてる。待つことで事態が好転することもあるのは分かってるけど、でもさ、待ってても無駄かなって時は迷わず行動しないとさ。逃げたところで何も解決なんかしない。
I'm just serious. They're all just choosing the true ending, guys. Nah. This is the Eden of Grisaia. Don't belittle it by claiming it's this game or that game's. This is their true ending route. They are choosing their true ending route. The fruits of Grisaia.
何かを見捨てて逃げた結果に得られるのは、どうすることもできない後悔と他者を恨むことしかできない自分。
Oh my god, I'm feeling hype.
そしてそんな自分が心底嫌になれば、生きていることすら罪になる。自責だけが罰になる。
Oh my goodness, she's actually addressing what she regretted most.
だから私は私の意志でもう二度と同じ後悔をしないために行動するって決めたんだよ。そう。
Do as you please, then. Yumiko spoke the words somewhat brusquely. Amina responded with a cheerful nod. When her friend strode forward, she followed in her footsteps. Live without Yuji or save him, right? Yeah, everyone's gonna choose it. True ending route only. Everyone save. Oh my god. Elsewhere, as this conversation was taking place, Uzumakino was seated on top of the school gate post, kicking her legs back and forward to demonstrate her boredom, while Kominasachi tidied up the area with a bamboo broom.
ねえ、さっちん、いつまでそんなとこ掃除してんのよさ。
ごめんね。でもこれが最後のご奉公だから、今までありがとうってちゃんと学校にお礼をしてからね。
Since her arrival at Mihama Academy, Sachi had cleaned the area around the gate almost every single day. In cherry blossom season, and later when the leaves were falling, she had actually swept up twice on a daily basis. Once cherry blossoms have fallen, they'll never return to their branches. But when the seasons turn, new blossoms will bloom in their place. If we too are blossoms destined to tumble from our branches, then let our final moments at least be beautiful ones. Let us strain against the wind, clinging desperately to life. And when we fall, let some noble observer murmur words of regret at our graceful passing. A life once spent is gone forever, and when you're conscious of this, even an utterly familiar courtyard you've swept countless times can bring tears to your eyes. Swallowing the lump in her throat, Kominasachi looked down, bit her lip, and spotted in the corner of her eye Yumiko and Amane approaching.
お出かけですか?
Sachi greeted them with a somewhat forced smile on her face. Yumiko replied with a casual grin of her own.
ええ、ちょっとそこまで。
It's time.
お帰りは何時頃でしょう? それはちょっと私にもわからないわね。
Yumiko's tone was oddly gentle. On her back, she carried a remarkably large bag. Something about the way she held herself suggested a resolve that could no longer be shaken.
ついてってもいい?
Of course. Abruptly stopping the swinging of her legs, Makina smiled boldly down from her lofty perch. Tilting her head upward, Yumiko met her gaze.
邪魔をしないのならね。
Maybe Tom. But as long as you enjoy, who cares?
そいつはあんたの命令次第だぜ。
Oh.
命令しなければいい子でいられないような人はいりません。とりあえず私たちの誇りである美浜の門中からお尻を下ろしなさい。
しゃあねえな。
Clicking her tongue resentfully, Makina hoisted herself up off the post with both hands and leapt nimbly to the ground.
ほんじゃさ、いい子にしてたら連れてってくれる
Yuka stared down at the diminutive young woman now standing in front of her. They couldn't approach this as a joke or some kind of game. It was entirely possible they'd be branded as traitors to their own country. Are you quite sure? In response to Yumiko's unspoken question, Makina met her gaze firmly and steadily. They were the eyes of a girl who had nothing to lose. Evidently overpowered by Makina's determination, Yumiko let out a small, quiet sigh of defeat. Taking this as a signal, Sachi silently appeared at Makina's side, still holding her bamboo broom.
マキちゃんが行くというのなら私も行きます。
Sachi's like, hey, she got your approval, let me get it too, huh?
よく考えたの？
はい。マキちゃんも風見さんも命を落とす価値のある私の大切なお友達ですから。
そう。
With those brief words, Yumiko turned back once more to look at Mihama Academy, which had been her home for so long.
一応学力重視の実力校を目指して設立されたのだけれど、集まったのはバカな女ばかりだったわね。
Idiots were they? Well, it was hard to argue with that. But as they considered Yumiko's statement, the word idiot left everyone there thinking of a certain someone.
もう一人のバカは来ないのかな。
まだ悩んでるんじゃないかな。あの子びっくりするぐらいバカだから。何をしているんでしょうか、あの黄色いバカ。
あの黄色、今日みんなが何をするかまるで分かってないんじゃね。最後にあの黄色を見たの誰？何？
ああ、私かな。あの子廊下の自動販売機の前でペットボトルの口に舌を突っ込んでプコプコしてたよ。なんか悩んでるみたいだったから声はかけなかったけど。
なんじゃそりゃ、呼んでくる？
無理に引っ張り出すこともないわ。そっとしておきなさい。
Hey, at least one. Should we run the coordinated exit?
何？あいついらん子か？
いえ、別にそういう意味じゃなくて。
もう少し待ってみる？
そうね。あと10分。6時まで待ってみましょうか。
6時を過ぎても来なかった場合はどうしますか？
Then we leave. Simple.
その時はそれも一つの道、それも勇気ある決断と認めて、松島さんの選んだ進む先に幸多からんことを祈りましょう。
Hey, it's Michiru. Knowing Michiru, she probably like went ahead or something and is waiting for them somewhere else.
チルチル、何してんだよ。本当に置いてっちゃうぞ。
She had one job else to show up. Well, she's just reloading her save. Sometimes you choose the wrong answer by mistake. 5 minutes ago, she decided that she was going, and now she was reconsidering yet again. She packed up everything she needed to leave and dashed out of her room. Even this late in the game, she couldn't help second-guessing herself. The more important something was, the harder it was for her to decide anything by herself. That was simply Matsushima Michiru's nature. She was afraid of being hurt. She'd think up excuse after excuse, then miss her chance entirely. That was how it had always gone. It was, of course, for this very reason that her other self had come to be. The other girl inside her was nothing more than a shadow, a product of her own weakness. But even knowing that, no, perhaps because she knew that, Michiru continued to doubt herself.
もう時間だよ。行かなくていいの？うん、分かってる。分かってるけどさ、もうちょっとだけ。
なんかさ、荷物の整理をしてたらこんなの出てきた。
花火？
そう、花火。多分去年の夏の残り。
Interesting.
いつだっけ？海に行った時？
そう、ロケット花火がないことに文句ばっかり言ってた私に、少しは静かに遊べってあいつが私にくれたやつ。最後の一本。
And she's burning it right now. The CG looks a bit better than the shot of it in the anime. Well, sometimes CGs look really good.
遊ばずに取っておいたんだ。
うん、ずっとポケットの中にね。
君ってさ、物持ち良すぎっていうか、彼がくれたものにまで依存してる。石ころとかさ。
自分でも分かってるよ。乙女チックすぎて逆に不気味だよね。
She's definitely clumsy in many ways.
だから火をつけて燃やしてしまうの？
けじめってわけでもないけどね。
意味ないよ。きっと君は燃えかすになってもそれを大事にしてしまう。捨てたり忘れたりすることなんてできない。
そう思う？
かけてもいいよ。
何を？
命かけようか。
それ意味なくない？あんたの命って結局私の命でもあるわけだし。
多重人格チョーク。
面白くない。
こういう時こそ暗い顔をしないで笑ってみせるのが君の役目なんじゃないの？
うん、分かってる。
It's tough though, huh? No matter how well you understand what you need to do, sometimes you simply can't convince your body to move. At the end of the day, she was a coward. There's nothing wrong with a little cowardice. Yuji himself had told her that. But at times like this, she genuinely hated herself for her timidity. Because she understood this, the other girl inside her didn't pursue the matter too persistently. There was no point criticizing her for it.
花火綺麗ね。
そうだね。でも私はあんまり好きじゃない。
どこが嫌い？
綺麗に燃えるのはほんの一瞬。燃え終われば黒い燃えかすしか残らない。出来の悪い人生みたいで意味もなく寂しくなってくる。
Aw, but just get more. I mean, that's how I would think of it anyway.
一人でやるから寂しくなるのよ。花火って誰かとやるものよ。私は君の一部だし、君が生み出した私は誰かには入らない。
分かってる。
だったらこんなところで遊んでる場合じゃないんじゃないの？
分かってるってば。
Shouting at herself wasn't going to change anything. With every minute she spent on her own, the air grew thicker with melancholy. Eventually, the sparkle in Michiru's hand quietly burned itself out. The sight of its charred remains only intensified her loneliness.
引かなくちゃ。
She wasn't entirely sure herself what she was feeling right now, staring down at her burned-out firework. Only one vague thought came to mind. She wanted to see Yuji. Picking up her plastic bottle, she poured a bit of water onto the smoldering stick. Once that cooled, she wrapped it carefully in a tissue, and then pushed it gently into her pocket, as if stowing away something truly precious.
よし。
She rose up off the ground. Not for the first time today, she found herself burning with determination. She wasn't going to tell herself it was for real this time. People who say that are just trying to convince themselves it's true. Still, there was a giddy energy inside her that hadn't been there before. For now, that was good enough. Bringing her bottle to her mouth, Michiru vigorously gulped down the water remaining within. The clock on the schoolhouse wall indicated that it was 6 p.m. They couldn't wait any longer. would be unfair to burden their friend with the assumption that she wanted to come with them. So there would be no extensions.
時間ね。
It's time.
仕方がないか。いやでもチルチルだし昼寝でもして寝過ごしてんじゃね。電話とかしてみた方が。
電話してなんて言うつもり？それに松島さんに何を言わせるつもり？
でも
諦めなさい。冷たいようだけれど、これも松島さんの選んだ道なのよ。
残る桜もいずれは散る桜だよ、マキちゃん。
I like this song a lot.
そうか。
This song's like my
そうだね。
It's like the Grisaia hype song, like the everything's coming together.
では出発の前に美浜学園にお別れの言葉。皆さん校舎に向かって整列してください。
Since their arrival here, many things had transpired. And when they tried to untangle their tangled web of remembrances, nothing but happy and heartwarming memories came to mind. No matter what society at large might think, that was proof enough that Mihama Academy had been a wonderful school. Looking up at the school building, Sachi began to speak in a voice full of emotion.
この学園で学び、この学園からいただいた翼で私たちは飛び立つことができます。苦しい時も悲しい時も私たちはこの学園で得た記憶とともに立ち上がり、また嬉しい時も楽しい時もこの学園の記憶とともに分かち合い笑いましょう。ありがとう美浜学園、本当にありがとう。その感謝の気持ちに深く神戸を垂れ、泥の中で背を丸め銃刃を強く握りしめたのなら、ただひたすらに前へ。平和に暮らす者の明日のために私たちの今日を捧げましょう。
Oh, that's very deep.
私たちは本日この時をもって我が栄光ある美浜学園を飛び立ちます。どうか温かく見守りください。美浜学園学生代表クラス委員小峰幸。
She spoke those words. Sachi bowed her head deeply toward the school building. A moment later, everyone else there followed her example. When they raised their heads and looked past the school building to the twilight sky, what were these graduates thinking of? Did they have regrets? Were there things they left undone? It was fair to say they probably done all they could, but even so, there was perhaps a touch of sadness in their hearts at the prospect of parting from one of the friends they made here. However, the time had come to say farewell, till the day they meet again.
赤よ黄色い親友、またいつか必ず。それまで元気でな、バカの親友。
In the red-tinged sunlight above them, they thought they could see the face of a certain bottle-blonde imbecile. Come to think of it, why had that woman always smelled like grapefruit anyway? Farewell, dumbass. Oh no! Oh man, even the game's narrations make fun of me, Michiru. The very last moment you chose the wiser path. The decision took courage and we'll never forget it. Well then, let's be on our way. There's a whole new world waiting for us. With firm resolve in their hearts, they turned their backs on their school to take their first step forward, and at that very moment a shrill but familiar sound reached their ears. Well then, what manner of language was this? Oh, new song. Although it was difficult to say for certain, it almost sounded as if someone was shrieking, "Hey, wait up," in an exceptionally peculiar fashion. Stopping their tracks, the group turned toward the noise and found themselves face to face with a vividly blonde creature. Were you seriously going to leave me behind? What's the big idea? The bottle blonde currently emitted odd noises that sounded something like this was unmistakably Matsuzumi Michiru herself. Plastic bottle was dangling from her face, her tongue appeared to be stuck tightly within it. What could you even say? Staring at her friend with eyes full of scorn, Makunomicho yanked forcefully on the bottle in question. With an unpleasant little plurch, Michiru's tongue popped free from its prison, sending drool flying in all directions. Well, glad we got here, guys. So Dim with a classmate writhed in agony, holding a hand to her mouth with tears in her eyes. Single thought ran through everyone's head. God, here she is. Dumbass showed up. It was something they should all be celebrating. They understood that, of course. But even so, it was hard not to furrow your brow at such a virtuoso display of sheer dumbassery. All eyes turned to Yumiko.
何よ。
ユミちゃんさ、もう聞いたのよ。本当にこの子いらん子じゃないの？
うぐじゃないわよ。この私を置いていこうだなんて10年どころか100億光年早いのよ。
みちる様、光年は距離の単位です。
Whoops.
知ってるわよ。なんかそれぐらいすごいってことよ。
What? Truly, this girl was a peerless idiot. What could you even say in the face of such artistry? An uncomfortable silence stretched out for quite some time, but in the end, Amina managed to muster enough willpower to speak.
行こっか。
Let's go.
そうだね。
行ここってそれだけ？
Rather upset by how quickly it moved past her dramatic last-minute arrival, Michiru began to object angrily, but... Oh my god, look at this shot, though! Dang! Yo, the team's moving!
大きな声出さないで。うるさい子は置いていくわよ。
あー、ごめんなさい。静かにしてますから置いてかないでください。
さあ、みちる様、行きますよ。
ああ、待って、行くってどこへ？ねえ、置いてかないで。
Matsuri and Michiru set off at a desperate run, trying to catch up with her comrades. But as she wasn't really looking where she was going, she ended up smacking right into a passing pedestrian.
あいだ！ごめんなさい。
Michiru immediately apologized, but the pedestrian just glanced at her, then stood up and walked off silently.
いや、それ確かに前見てなかった私が悪いんだけどさ。いえいえ、どういたしましてぐらい言ってもいいじゃん。このくそ暑いのにコートなんか着ちゃってさ、変なやつ。
It's because there's someone spying on you guys! The woman had in fact been somewhat rude, so Michiru's indignation was at least somewhat understandable. But if Yuji had been around, he probably had pointed out that she didn't have much room to criticize anyone else for wearing heavy coats in the middle of summer. Of course, Yuji wasn't here to make the observation, but as of this moment, the operations to reclaim him had begun in earnest.
チルチル、何やってんのよさ。早くしないと本当に置いてっちゃうのよ。今行く。
Well, get one last, shadow by the sunlight panty shot. She hastened once more to rejoin the group, and soon enough she tripped over her own shoe and tumbled dramatically to the ground. That, my friends, was Matsushima Michiru in a nutshell. What a dramatic scene, guys. It's time to go full anime! Oh my god, it's time to get a copyright strike. Oh! It's time! The prologue's over. We're beginning the game in earnest. Eden of Grisaia. Copyright 2015. Yo! Network connected. Uh-oh. Alright. Yumiko Sakaki. Got all the information, guys. Amine Suo. Yeah, that's a good scene on Amine. Michiru. I like these two get combined together. Oh! Makina's using her gun! Vision. Oh, the Bush Dog platoon. Random fan service scene. Grisaia no Rakuen. Yay! It begins, guys! Literally everyone is here. This is Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I was saying, having willfully abandoned their former headquarters in dramatic fashion, Sakaki Yumiko and her party now found themselves riding a train toward a new base of operations.
それで結局新しいアジトってどこに用意したの？
アジトって言い方は気に入らないけれど、まあそうね。都内よ。
Well, city's a good place, right?
あなたには少し皮肉なことになってしまうかもしれないけれど、あなたのご両親が営んでいらっしゃる料亭が近いわね。
What?
千代田区？
いえ、隣接の台東区浅草橋の方ね。
うわ、近いな。それほとんど地元だよ。
ご両親に会っていく？
いいや。今の私の状況とかお母さんには簡単に説明したけど、お父さんにはまだ内緒だし。
Yeah, no, Amana's dad, he would like come kicking and screaming to take her back home, right?
会ったところで詳しい事情とかうまく説明できる気もしないし。
それでいいの？
So they're basically setting shop in freaking Robbie's place, right?
今回のことが全部終わったらちゃんと説明するよ。
Because it is in Sendai, right? Knowing that she couldn't really justify her current course of action to her parents did inspire a certain amount of guilt. Nobody among them was fully convinced that the choice they made was the correct one. But they've risen to their feet in the face of an impossible dilemma, taking a step forward. If nothing else, they could take pride in that.
着いたわよ。
Ooh, new background! New background!
着いたわよーって。川？
そう。
Well, stop
川。
Stop hinting at something.
私たちの新しい寮よ。
Oh, a boathouse. That makes sense, I guess.
いや、ボートハウスっていうか屋形船じゃん。なんで屋形船？
いざとなったら隠れ家ごと移動できる方がいいかと思って。
I mean, that makes sense.
小発動艇みたいでかっこいいじゃん。私お船大好き。
センスはどうかと思うけど、元が路線ならキッチンもあるだろうし。あるよね。
中古をネットで買ったから私も現物を見るのは初めてなのよね。
It was bought it, you know, whatever.
書類だけ落札して船体は間に合わせの後付けだからこんな船だとは思ってなかったわ。鍵だけは受け取ってあるからとにかく中に入ってみましょうか。
It's like, you know, I just kind of bought this. It's part of something else, though. Whatever.
うわ
Gah.
いや、まあ、確かにうわーっとしか言葉が出ないな。なんか雑然？タイとかベトナムの方にこういう船ありそうだよね。
No, that means you guys could redo this place, right?
おかしいわね。確か書類にはキッチン、トイレ完備、ベッド数6、最新の GPS ナビゲーションシステム搭載って記載されていたのに。
確かにベッドは6個あるのよ。釣り床に比べれば士官待遇なのよさ。後でベッドの場所じゃんけんで決めようぜ。
6 beds?
一応トイレっぽいものはあるわね。床に穴が開いてるだけのようにも見えるけど。ねえ、キッチンってこの小さな流し台と業務用コンロが2口だけ？っていうかこのプロパン燃料入ってるのかな？
I mean,
一応操舵室には衛星用アンテナとナビっぽいものがついてますね。あとなぜか魚群探知機がついてますが、これはサメを釣れということでしょうか？
no! No shark, Sachi!
つらんでよろしい。とにかく想像していたものとは少し違うけれど急場に手に入れたと思えば上等でしょう。以降本船を私たちの行動拠点とします。
First, let's clean it.
まあそりゃいいんだけど誰が動かすの？ ユミちゃん、お船の免許持ってんの？
私は持ってないわ。
そんな力強く言われても。
スオさん、あなた一級小型船舶持ってるんでしょ？
え、話したっけ？
入学時の審査書類の資格の欄に普通自動車と普通二輪の他に一級小型船舶と特定操縦免許って記載されてたわよね。
Oh, Amanaster! Transporter!
ほら、私の実家の料亭って屋形船も持っててさ、夏には水上料亭をやってたから。美浜に来る前は実家の仕事を手伝うつもりだったし、車の免許と同時期に一級小型船舶と特捜を取ったんだよね。
Small aircrafts. I can see something in the future.
って言っても免許取ってからは2回ぐらいしか操船したことないけど、大丈夫かな。
Knowing you, Amana, it'll be just fine. Just like the animes.
基本的に病白状態を前提として動かすのはいざという時に限定すれば問題ないんじゃないかしら。
There's gonna probably be some chasing later on.
もともとあなたが今回の件に参加しなければそうするつもりだったし。
Yubi goes, I watch YouTube, guys. Don't worry.
それでも一応テストはしておいた方がいいよね。そもそもエンジン生きてるのかな、このボロ船。ちょっと調べてみるよ。
つうか、あまねえは何でも免許持ってるのな。リク帰っときたら次は食う？飛行機の免許は持ってねえの？
Oh, this is just for small watercraft?
ああ、それはまだ。
まだって言いやがった。そのうち取るつもりだったのか。
つうかさ、どうでもいいけど、なんかこの船すっごい天ぷらの匂いしない？
I mean, tempera's good.
元が屋形船だし、その辺は我慢するしかないわね。
Alright, I think that's kind of rude. I think I'm the exact opposite. I'm the type of person who predicts things correctly and accurately.
そういえばまだ晩ご飯食べてないのよさ。落ち着いたらお腹が減ったのよ。
But I'll keep my predictions to a minimum, if only for the fact that if I ruin a surprise just because I predicted it, it ruins the surprise.
なんだか天ぷらが食べたくなってきたわね。
That's what happens when you smoke.
天ぷらとか作れないの？粉とか油の材料はあるけど食材がないな。では何か食材をゲットしましょうか。近所にスーパーとかあったかな？いえ、せっかくですから釣りましょう。I wanna be a little fishing.
I'd rather be fishing in English. With this remark, Sachi retrieved the fishing rod from the bag on her back and began to set up her tackle. Apparently, it had been included in the survival kit that came with her maid uniform, along with a number of lures, as a means of procuring food assured to find herself adrift at sea. Sachi had already tried the rod out on several occasions and eventually learned to make effective use of it. It was a well-balanced piece of equipment, allowing the user to cast accurately. Although lightweight and designed for precision, it was sturdy enough to handle sizable game. Despite its, well, you know, why would you constantly predict things? You just play it. You know, I mean, here's the thing, the answers are gonna come. This isn't you have to, you can sort everything out once you're done, right? Despite its compact size, it was equipped with a large and whisper quiet drive gear. And the cutting-edge Star Drag reel boasted a digital braking system with 32 pre-programmed settings. With this peerless piece of performance gear, a wounded soldier separated from her comrades could surely obtain the necessary nutrition to stave off starvation. It was, in a sense, the glorious pinnacle of all mankind's achievements. Wait, what? Wait, what? Understandably enough, Sachi was getting somewhat carried away. As the maid caught countless yellowfin gobies, I'm gonna turn them into salted tempura. The group agreed to discuss their plans as they ate. Fishing Queen?
想定されるどのような緊急事態にも即応可能な万能突撃クソメイド。
それが小峰幸だよ、マキちゃん。
What?
そのうちイギリスあたりからメイドをネタにすることで国辱を受けているといった類のクレームが入るんじゃない
どうでもいいんじゃない？天ぷら美味しいし。
ちょっとみちる、あんた食べ過ぎじゃない？揚げ物はあんまり食べると気持ち悪くなるよ。
平気平気。サチ、どんどん釣りなさい。
はーい、どんどん釣れますよ。
What is she gonna catch next? They finally summoned their resolve to leave the comfortable prison of Mihama behind. Now they were living in a cramped old boat. True, they were all accustomed to adversity, but it was still rather impressive that everyone had got along with this so readily. Under the circumstances, Yumiko wasn't exactly eager to start bossing the group around if she'd been elected leader. Oops. My bad. But since she brought them out here, she felt a certain responsibility to steer things forward.
食べながらで構わないから今後のことを少し話し合いましょう。
Ah, casual clothes.
別に責任を押し付けるつもりはないけど、それでも何の考えもなしに飛び出したわけじゃないんでしょ。断片的な情報は今も少しずつ集まっているし、風見雄二の現在位置も市ヶ谷の本社の地下にいることはすでに分かっています。問題は本社のどこに監禁されているのかということ。
No, probably not.
地下じゃん。今自分でそう言ってたじゃんけ。
本社の地下といっても相当に広いらしいわ。情報提供者の自民岡田にしても入れる区画に制限があって、何階層あって何区画あるのか把握しきれていないそうよ。
Those are things, yeah. So they know where each guy is. It's just a matter of where he is in the basement, right?
見取り図とかないの？
図面はあるわ。でも図面にも記載されていない一区画が存在するそうだし、風見くんがどこに監禁されているのかも推測しかできない。
Maki looks stylish in that outfit? Yeah, you know. She has to look good for the part.
それ以前に本当に監禁されているのかって疑問もあるよね。
風見雄二は施設に拘束されてるって、JB とかって女が言ってたじゃない。
ああ、そういうことじゃなくてさ、上からの命令で強制的に閉じ込められてるんじゃなくて、雄二自身の意思で引きこもってるんじゃないってことなんだけど。
Yeah, that could be a problem.
風見くん本人が組織に対して協力的であった場合、組織側も逃亡の危険はないとの判断をしていれば、会いに行くのはそう難しくはないはず。けれど、もし武力及び権力的な拘束を受けていた場合は、面会なんて話にもならないわね。
That's a good assessment, Yumiko.
止めることもできた報道をあえてテレビで流させたということは、市ヶ谷さんも彼を檻から外に出す気はないということでしょうし、会いに行けばまず間違いなく面倒なことになる。彼自身の会いたくないという言葉もそれを危惧しての言葉だと受け取れば納得はいくわ。
Yeah, seriously. If you break in, you only want to do it once and you want to do it correctly, right?
なんか難しくなってきたわね。もっと簡単に説明できないの？
会いに行ったら素直には返してもらえない覚悟が必要。もし会えたとしても彼を連れ出すのは無理でしょうね。
はい、また釣れましたよ。
よっしゃまね、じゃんじゃんあげて。
いや、あげるけどさ、あんた本当に食べ過ぎよ。
揚げ物は急にお腹がいっぱいになるから、食べられるうちにどんどん食べないと後で絶対お腹が空くじゃないのよ。
No, you get an upset stomach or something, right?
まあわかるけど、松島さん聞いてる？あなたのために説明してるんだけど。
Makina gets it already.
なんだっけ？
そんな困ったような顔して私を見ないでよ。それと殴っちゃダメ。これ以上バカになったら困るでしょ。
天ぷら熱い。
Why exactly do we bring this one along? Demetria jerked her head around, moaning about the temperature of her temperature. Yuko gazed at her earnestly. She wasn't a bad girl by any means, but honestly, completely indifferent to the mournful gaze that was fixed upon her, she swallowed down her mouthful of fried fish and jabbed at her index finger and spoke.
つまりあれでしょ。結局のところ、美浜を飛び出したってだけで状況はほとんど変わってないんでしょ。
That's a surprisingly accurate statement from Michiru.
まあそうね。自己責任で行動できるようになったというぐらいで、迂闊に動けないという意味では何も変わっていないわ。
で、どうすんのよ。
Yeah, but if you overfill your stomach like that, that's how you get fat, or that's how you like get a stomach ache, you know?
それを話し合っているんでしょ今。
統治法で起こった。いや、そうない怒らいでも。っていうか言う通り。結局のところ、何をするにも情報が足りないっていう状況は何も変わってねえのな。
そうね。
あ、別にユミちゃんのこと無能って言ってるわけじゃねえのよ。つまりこれからは自己責任という名目で今までにはできなかった情報集めをしようってことなんでしょ。
今までにはできなかったってどういうことよ。
Maybe actual infiltration?
椅子に座って集められる情報に限界が来たら次は潜入しかねえのよ。
Yep.
潜入。
海軍では昔から目で見えるものは見て確認せよという言葉があるのよさ。
Smart. Apparently this was something Makina had learned from Yuji during one of their marksmanship sessions in Mihama's courtyard. No matter how sure you are that the chamber of your rifle is empty, it's unsafe to act on the basis of that assumption. It might seem like a pain sometimes, but you always stick your fingers into the chamber, peek inside, and make absolutely damn sure.
それは何でも同じ。それがもし戦艦だったら筆頭とかだろうで行動すれば自分だけではなく500人からなる戦艦乗組員全員を死に至らしめるということなのよ。
That's right, each one of you are 100 lives at least.
きっとお兄ちゃんはここにいるだろうみたいな憶測だけで行動すれば全滅する。だったらまずは敵地に潜入してお兄ちゃんの所在を目視確認した上で確実な情報を得る。
But that's all like easier said than done though, Makina.
軍人は目で見て指突っ込んでまずは確認する。これ大事じゃね。
It's also really smart though.
言ってることはわかるけど、潜入ってそんな簡単にはうまくいかないでしょうに。
建物を警備してるのは民間の警備会社だし、その奥にいる社員も銃は下げてても弾なんか入ってないのよさ。特別警戒地区の警備にしても支給される弾はたったの数発。これほど無防備な国防組織は世界中を探してもめったにないのよ。
Okay, Makina, how do you even know all this?
詳しいな。それもユージに。
Oh yeah, that's right.
しまった。うかつにも国防機密を漏らしてしまったのよさ。
I like how Yuji also casually leaked all this to Makina, and so Makina can just reiterate all of it.
ばっかばかしい。それこそ無謀じゃない。
一見してバカバカしい意見も無視しないってのが意味のある会議なんだってさ。
なんで笑うの？
いいえ、別に。
Amina herself had some idea why Yumika had chuckled at her. Many years had passed since that incident, but she was still parroting Kazuki's words. At times like these, she couldn't help but wishing Kazuki was here to help them. She knew it was long past time to move on, but there wasn't much she could do. At this point, it was basically just part of her personality.
では、正 潜入というプランを少し真剣に検討してみましょうか。
Oh, they're actually considering it.
まあいいけどさ、誰が潜入するのよ。
Michiru Makina.
私立図書館じゃあるまいし、子供が出入りするような施設でもないから、身分を偽ったところですぐに発覚するよね。
あまねえに金髪の面をかぶせて JB になりすます偽もっさり作戦は
それはさすがに身分を偽って潜入するぐらいなら素直に風見雄二に会いに来ましたって伝えた方がまだリスクは少ないわ。
I know, right?
正面から堂々と入ることはほぼ不可能って考えた方がいいのかな。となるとやっぱりこっそりと侵入するしかないよね。
One, get Kiara on your side.
もし潜入するとして一番向いているのはおそらく小峰さんでしょうね。
まあ確かにサッチンならどこへ送り込んでも任務をやり遂げそうな気はするのよさ。
問題はどうやってサッチを中に入れるのよ。
地下の下水道からトンネルを掘って潜入するとか。
That's tough.
どんだけ時間がかかるのよ。というかサッチ、あんたも釣りばっかやってないでこっち来て会話に加わりなさいよ。
はい、なんでしょう。
Sachi completely missed all of the conversation so far.
大体の話の流れは聞いてた？
はい、その件について一つアイデアがあります。
Oh, she has an idea.
どんなのよ。
私たちが入れないのなら風見さんから出てきてもらうという方法です。
What?
いや、それが無理だからどうしようって話し合ってんのよ。
では説明しましょう。まずはこのお船で神田川を使って外堀に侵入。都営新宿線と有楽町線が交差するあたりまで接近。そこで護岸保守作業員に扮した工作員をパージ。市ヶ谷見附のお堀の側面から本社の地下へ向けて横穴を掘り、風見さんが監禁されている地下室の下までガンガン掘り進めます。
Alright, I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. This plan is not going to work. Although it's really funny.
次に地下室の大きさに合わせてホールソーで穴を開け装薬するか、液化爆薬をローラーを使ってペンキを塗るようにして塗設。
Of course, Sachi keeps talking about bombing the place.
あとはスイッチ一発ドカンとやっちまえば風見さんはベッドごと私たちの元へ落下してくるという寸法です。風見さんを回収した後はお船で逃走。水道橋から昌平橋までの 1300 メートルは分水路を使えば人目にもつきません。という感じでどうでしょうか。
No.
どうでしょうかと言われても。
あまりにも大胆な意見であることは自分でも理解していますが、可能性の一つとして。
I mean, Sachi, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's impossible.
いや、っていうかトンネルとか勝手に掘っちゃダメでしょ。怒られるでしょ。
掘り始める前に止められると思うのよ。すぐそばに交番あるし。
Because these are old police officers just look at 5 girls trying to dig a hole into into cement. It's like, hey, you guys, what you doing? What are you doing?
実現するかどうかは別にしても爆破はまずいんじゃないかな。下手すれば有事ごとバラバラになっちゃう可能性もあるし。
でしたら風見さんのお部屋の周りを水で満たした状態にして水中爆発の衝撃波で破壊するというのはどうでしょう。
Yeah, it works. No, it doesn't, because you don't even know where he is.
それなら中の風見さんは無事なのではないかと今一度ご検討を。
つか、それって金庫破りの方法じゃね？
小峰さん、手段と目的が逆転してないかしら。
いえ、そんなことはありません。
本音を言ってみろ。
平気だよ、やっちまおうぜ。
なんかストレスでも溜まってんのか？
これは思わぬフルボッコですね。サチがっかりです。
So you're saying Sachi's real personality is also slightly explosive maniac? Okay.
とにかく他のアイディアも検討してみましょう。
下からがダメなら上からは？
From above?
上ってだから空からパラシュートでこうか？
飛行機どうすんのよさ。
じゃあ隣のビルの屋上からハンググライダーで飛ぶとか。
I mean, everyone's gonna see you if you hang glide in, right?
昭和の怪盗漫画じゃあるまいし。全員レオタードでも着る？
Oh my god, that reference.
却下。何よ、結局否定意見ばっかりじゃない。どいつもこいつも。
I think Makina's infiltration one is the only one that's gonna actually get some serious thought at this rate.
下もダメ、上からもダメってなると。
It's going through the front door.
側面なのかな。爆発物を満載したトラックで正面玄関から飛び込むとか？
What, you wanna ramble it or something?
それが一番ダメね。ただでさえテロリスト関係でピリピリしているところへそんな真似をしたら無条件で射殺されてもおかしくはないわ。もう学生のいたずらでは済まされないわ。
しかしユミちゃんよ、考えてもごらん。どんな作戦であろうと結局のところは武、知、即の3つが重要になるのよさ。
Need all of it.
圧倒的な武力もなければそれを補うだけの人的動員もない。正確な情報もなければ戦略の立てようもないのよ。
Get an inside contact, yeah.
あと私たちに残るのは速度だけ。できるだけ素早く行動することで勝機を引き寄せる以外にないのよさ。素早い吸収によって武器弾薬庫を制圧、人質を取っての籠城を決行、風見領事の即時解放を要求する。
Then you guys are no
それ
better.
がベストじゃね？
Aren't you guys no better than terrorists then?
それじゃあテロリストのやり口と同じじゃない。
Yeah, I was gonna say.
今の私たちがテロリスト以外の何なのよさ。遊びじゃねえのよ。
You know what? That's actually a good point. I guess we're trying to take a government-held hostage into our own custody for our own selfish benefits.
ことをせいたところでどうにもならないわよ。
待っているだけで解決する問題でもないのよさ。
And that's not how Thanatos works, King. So that would not work.
ほらまた落ち着きなさいよ二人とも。
For what felt like the 100th time, their opinions had diverged entirely. Makino was doing her best impression of a naval general staff officer berating his men for their cowardice, whereas Yumiko had assumed the role of Second Fleet Commander, protesting the futility of attacking Okinawa with no air support whatsoever. They shared a common goal, the rescue of Kazami Yuji, but where Makino was something of a hardliner, Yumiko tended to advocate prudence and caution. So no matter how they tried to avoid it, conflict between them seemed to be all but inevitable. Also, shouts to the fact that it's Yumiko and Makina that are the brains of this operation over everyone else? Really? But just as the tension inside the ship was growing nearly unbearable, silence was broken by a cheerful electronic jingle.
ちょっと誰か携帯鳴ってるわよ。さっさと出なさいよ。
私じゃないよ。ほら私のは鳴ってないし。
Trimming her phone from her back pocket of her jeans, Amina held it out to show that it was silent.
私の携帯が鳴るわけないじゃない。
The only people who even knew Yumiko's phone number were all present in this room. She didn't have the first idea who else would be calling her. She retrieved her phone anyway. It was predictably silent.
私の携帯でもないのよ。
私はずっとマナーモードの人なのでそもそも音は鳴りません。
Sachi's like, don't. As everyone's eyes turned to her, Michiru stuck her hand in her pocket and pulled her phone out the phone she just upgraded to recently.
ほら私でもないわよ。
でもさ、なんかあんたの方から音が聞こえるんだけど。
そんなわけないじゃない。
The confused Michiru stuck her hand into her skirt pocket and found an unfamiliar phone inside it.
何これ？これ私？ のポケットに。
とりあえず出てみたら？
Oh, so that person you bumped into.
相手もわからないのに。むむ。
She stared at the screen of the mysterious cell phone in Michiru's hand, suddenly clicked for Machina.
その番号、お兄ちゃんの携帯の番号なのよさ。
What?
どういうこと？どうすればいいのこれ。
とりあえず電話に出てみるしかないわね。
Flicking the answer button on the touchscreen of the cell phone, Michiru hurriedly brought it to her ear. At first, all she heard was a peculiar electronic noise, one that indicated the call was being placed through an encrypted digital connection.
もしもし、ユージ？
残念。私はユージじゃないわ。おあいにくさま。
I like it's always Michiru that picks up Kazuki's phone calls. It's like, damn it! If I want to pick that up, she don't really. It's like, what?
誰よあんた。なんでユージの携帯から電話してるの？
もうめんどくさい。大きな声を出さないでもらえる？私、声の大きい女は嫌いなの。
あんた確か前にユージの携帯に電話かけた時に出た変な女。あんた誰なのよ。
だからうるさいってば。あなたじゃ話にならないわ。榊由美子と電話を代わってもらえる？
Oh, of course.
知らないやつからの電話を取り継ぐわけないじゃない。あんたバカなの？偉そうに言うもん。
Oh my god, there's only one person who could talk to Kazuki like that, and here she is right now.
まあ、確かにそれもそうか。
And since Kazuki's like a completely like composed, logical, analytical human being in most cases.
そうね。それじゃあ、タナトスとでも名乗っておこうかしら。
タナトス？それって名字？
There's a conversation that Michiru has with
でもいいじゃない。そんなことより、お願いだからさっさと榊由美子に代わってちょうだい。松島みちるさん。
ちょっと、なんであんたが私の名前知ってるのよ。気持ち悪い。あんた誰なの？
だからタナトスだってば。人の話をちゃんとお聞きなさい。まったく。
由美子、どうする？
いいわ、電話を貸して。
Brushing a few loose strands of hair behind her ear, Yumiko took the phone from her bewildered comrade and brought it to her face.
お電話変わりました。榊です。
まずは全員の携帯を回収して電源を切ってSIMカードとバッテリーを抜きなさい。
While a bit startled by the total lack of pleasantries, Yumiko actually found the blunt, no-nonsense attitude of the mysterious individual somewhat endearing. That said, she certainly didn't enjoy being ordered around like this by someone she didn't even know.
それはどういうことかしら？
そうしないと電源を切っていても勝手に再起動されるし、位置情報を抜かれるし、音声までも盗聴されるわよ。実際に私、いいタイミングで電話をかけてきたと思わない？それはね、その場にいる全員の携帯電話から音声を盗聴していたからよ。理解できた？
It's like Thanatos is connected to everything.
理解できたのなら早速お願い。今こうして私とあなたが会話している最中も誰かに盗み聞きされているかもしれないわよ。
みんな、今すぐ携帯電話を出して、電源を切って SIM カードとバッテリーを抜いて。
全部？
そう、全員よ。やり方がわからない人は、小峰さん、お願いできる？ついでに私の携帯もお願い。
はい、わかりました。お任せください。
Sachi's like, I don't know how to ruin the SIM card, this one explodes it. Taking her plain black phone out of her pocket, Yumiko handed it to Sachi and proceeded to collect all the others as well. Sachi quickly turned them off, slipped them all open, and pulled out the SIM cards and batteries.
終わった？まったく、その程度の警戒心でよくも国家に対して反逆しようだなどと思ったものね。
ご忠告は感謝します。それで、あなたはどなたで、私たちにどのようなご用件が？
先ほども申し上げたように、私の名前はタナトスです。あなたたちの状況は理解しています。
それこそあなたたち自身よりもよく理解しているつもりです。行き詰まっているのでしょう。そこで迂闊なあなたたちに私から耳寄りなお知らせをして差し上げようと思いまして、こうしてご連絡させていただいている次第です。
The lifeline that Amina waited for so long.
どこの誰かもわからないあなたの言葉を信じろと？ここであなたを信用することこそ迂闊だと思わない？
そうね。でも今のままでは何一つ進まないのも事実でしょ。今は多少のリスクは承知の上で私の話を聞いてみない？
I mean, Katsuki knows. If this strange sudden phone call was in fact some form of trap, what were the potential costs and benefits of falling into it? Yumiko considered the matter for a moment. Perhaps she was overlooking certain dangers, but the fact of the matter was that they had very little to lose. At worst, they might give away their current location. If this conversation took a suspicious turn as it continued, they could simply throw this phone into the river and move their headquarters somewhere else, keeping the damage to a minimum.
話を聞くだけならただよね。
Yeah, right.
聞いたら引くに引けなくなる情報というものもこの世には存在するけどね。
いいわ。聞かせていただきましょうか。
Here we go! July 31st, guys. End of the month. 7 years ago, though. 10 minutes had passed since the beginning of their phone call with the individual who called herself Thanatos. As the sun sank steadily toward the horizon, Sachi had caught her 18th goby of the day, and by now Michiru's stomach was stuffed quite full of tempura.
サッチ、もうハゼはいいから。
はい、そうおっしゃるだろうと思いまして、仕掛けを変えてアタックしてみたところ、ご覧ください、みちる様。ほら、こんなに立派なボラが釣れましたよ。
Jeez.
ボラ。
はい、おそらくこの辺では下道扱いで誰も釣らないんでしょうね。まるまると大きなのが爆鳥です。
それどうやって食べるの？
新鮮なうちなら臭みはほとんどありませんし、洗いでもいけますよ。半身は洗いにして、残りは天音さんにつみれ汁にしてもらいましょう。
Oh, there you go.
ボラか。青ネギと生姜がいるな。
臭い魚は香草焼きにすると食えるってお兄ちゃんが言ってたのよ。ホイル焼きにしてレモンバター乗っけて食べるのよさ。
それいいかも。あとはそうだな、薄く切った身に香草とスライスチーズ挟んで小麦粉、卵、パン粉でカツレツ風にソテーするのもありかな。付け合わせはポテトとザワークラウト。
お、いい、それいい、それにしようよ。
いやー、私もそれに賛成なのよ。
If Katsuki knows everything, Amina knows everything about cooking.
うるさい、電話中よ。静かにしなさい。
All berated. No matter where they found themselves, no matter what the circumstances, the Mihama girls never seemed to change. It was undeniably annoying at times, but Yumiko also found it rather reassuring. Still, right now there were important matters to discuss. Perhaps monopolizing the conversation with Thanatos wasn't a good idea, so they had left the others with nothing in particular to do. Taking the phone away from her ear, Yumiko switched it to speakerphone mode, placed it in the middle of their tea table so that the entire group could hear.
ずいぶんと楽しそうね。
ごめんなさい、騒がしくて。
沈黙で真剣を装うよりは何でも話し合える環境であると受け取れば悪いことではないわ。
それでタナトスさん、あなたはどういう立場の人なのかしら？
立場とは？
どうして私たちに協力してくれるのという意味を。
おかしなことを言うのね。どうして協力してはいけないの？
But you want a motive, right?
わかっちゃいねえな、タナトスさんよ。ここにいる俺らがよ、親切ずらして近寄ってくる他人なんか信用するわけやねえだろ。ああ
I mean, Makina, why are you taking that tone with her?
荒い言葉遣いをすればワイクをごまかせると思わないこと。あなた生意気よ。 イリスの皆さん。
チビだからってなめんな、マキナなめんな、石こぐでね。
はいはい。メジョケネゴどうしたの？
結局のところ、あなたが私たちに協力する意図がわからなければ、私たちはあなたを信用することなんてできない。
I wonder what I'm gonna go to and be like, I'll trust her.
それはご理解いただけますか？
もちろんです。
それに私はタナトスという名に心当たりがあります。その名の持ち主は私たちに敵対こそすれ味方になる理由がありません。となれば罠を疑うのは当たり前のことでしょう。
おそらくあなたの想像している私はその想像通りの存在です。
だったらどうして？
簡単に説明するのは難しいわね。
For a moment, the voice on the other side of the line paused, seemingly hesitant to continue. When Thanatos spoke again, it was to offer a question of her own.
あなた、タナトスシステムについてはどこまでご存知？
存在と概念を知っている程度ね。
では面倒な説明は省きます。わからないところは質問を受け付けますが、ある程度は想像で補ってくれると助かります。よろしい？
わかったわ。
スピーカーフォンになっているわね。できれば一度で全員に確実に情報を伝達したいのだけれど、その方が同じことを何度も説明する手間が省けるし。
Now, with that said, like, I can understand the fact that for Amane, it's been like 6 years now, and so she might not exactly remember Kazuki's voice.
いいわ。
Also, it's over a phone, so it can be slightly garbled. Because when you hear the Thanatos voice in other scenes, it was technically garbled a little bit. At last, they were getting to the heart of the matter, the identity of this strange individual. So, I'm assuming that the reason why it sounds clear is for us, the audience, or the listener, or the reader, or the viewer, in case of the anime, so that it makes sense to us on who's talking. Bringing her index finger to her mouth, Yumiko looked around at the others. Leaning forward with a serious expression on her face, Amane offered her quiet approval. By contrast, Makino was pouting irritably, clearly displeased by the way the conversation had gone. And although Mitra was chewing on her gobi kebab with a tense look on her face, it's probably safe to assume she didn't quite understand what was going on. Finally, there was Sachi, still holding her fishing pole and her freshly caught fish. Yumiko's eyes met hers. She nodded earnestly.
続けてちょうだい。
情報管理型次世代国防機構、通称タナトスシステム。それが私の正体。より正確に言うのであれば、私はタナトスシステムのメインスクリプトと対をなし、対話を重ねることで自己学習をするために生み出されたサブスクリプト。検証に対する反証、反対意見を生み出すことで新たな発想を得て進化するためのサブシステム。まあ簡単に言ってしまえば性格の違う双子のようなものね。
I wonder in that case if no, I'm not supposed to do that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
つま
it.
りタナトスシステムは複数あるということ？
いいえ、簡単に説明してしまえばタナトスシステムとは多重人格の複合体です。臆病なくせに攻撃的で冷静なようで子供じみた考え方をしたり、ひたすらに貪欲で時には男性のように公職で陰鬱で嫉妬深くもあるスクリプト複合体。それが私。いいえ、私たちタナトスシステムの根幹であって、そして私もそんなタナトスシステムの一部でしかない。
Interesting.
その国防システム様がどんな目的で私たちに接触を？
あなたたちが風見雄二に対する固執から暴挙に及ぶ可能性を私はもう随分前から警戒していました。
That makes sense.
障害の目は芽吹く前に摘み取り排除するのが国防の基本。けれど私たち、この場合メインを含めた複数のスクリプト総体としてのタナトスとしては、あなたたちは障害とすら認識されていません。 言葉が悪くてあなたたちの機嫌を損なうことを恐れずに言えば、あなたたちは国家に対する脅威として痛みすら伴わない程度の存在。強いて言うならかゆみに等しい軽微な障害です。
That makes sense. That makes sense.
言ってくれるわね。私たちの存在はさほども気にしていないと。
言われるまでもなく、己の無力はあなたたち自身が一番理解していることでしょう。大怪我をした人間が虫に刺されたぐらいで今さら大騒ぎをしないのと同じです。
言いたいことはわかるわ。でも大きな傷にばかり気を取られていれば、小さな虫が運ぶ感染症が命取りになることもあるでしょ。
確かに。
確かに。
は？
確かに。
今噛んだ？
より人に近い次世代コンピュータだもの。言葉ぐらい時々噛むわ。
あなた本当にタナトスシステムなの？
難しい話ばかりだから息抜きのタイミングを挟んだのよ。感謝なさい。そもそも私たちタナトスシステムが生まれた理由は、戦争という無駄なエネルギーの消費を回避するために生まれたのです。中でも私は征服や侵略といった発想を持たず、個の存続に主眼を置いたスクリプトです。膨大な物量、強大な火力による侵略は一時的な利益を生み出しはしても、長期的に見れば必ず不利益を生み、最終的には敗北します。
I mean, yeah, you can overwhelm people with a strong show of force, but eventually you run out of everything.
敵を作らず味方を増やし、共存できる者には共存の道を選ぶ。それが私の仕事です。
つまりあなたは協調派というわけね。
一概にそうとも言えないわ。この世の中には非論理的かつ攻撃的で残酷な思想を持つ存在は少なくありません。そんな悪意あるテロリストに対しても、私は一度彼らの第二の要求の提出を譲歩案として協調を申し込みました。しかしその結果はご存知の通り、在日カザフスタン共和国総領事館の襲撃です。これは明確な裏切りであり、脅迫に他なりません。
That's Heath Oslo.
裏切られた相手には報復が必要です。やられっぱなしの女では防衛システムとして格好がつきません。
ということは、あなたは典型的な TFT 戦略型ということ？
TFT?
その通り。そして今、私が頭脳を務める日本という国の末端に忌むべきがん細胞が侵入しました。
ヒースオスロ？
そう。そして彼らの第一の要求は私、タナトスシステムです。いえ、もっと正確に言えば、タナトスシステムの根幹をなす反生体コンピュータの核そのものと、その製造法の解析。つまりは生体複製技術の奪取が目的です。
No cloning allowed.
あなたにテロリストが血眼になって欲しがるだけの価値があると？
その件に関しては、あなたも断片的な情報は得ているとは思いますが、なんでもう一度説明しましょう。タナトスシステムは50年周期で訪れる技術革新の最右翼と言われています。今期を逃せば今後50年は同等のシステムは生まれないと思う。
That is actually very fair, yeah.
タナトスシステムを設計し運用にまでこぎつけたオリュンポステクノロジー社の設計主任はすでに事故で死亡していますし、
Oopsies.
私は現存する最初にして最後のタナトスシステムなのです。
That regard is very valuable.
新しい技術とは多くの試験運用期間を必要とします。今私とあなたが会話しているこの電話でさえ、開発された当時は軍事利用による危険性が危ぶまれました。そんな私をテロリストの手に渡すわけにはいきません。私はそのがん細胞に対して徹底的に戦わなければならないのです。
そのための時間稼ぎにテロリストの第二の要求であった風見雄二を瞳悟空にしたというわけね。
瞳ご食うという言い方は気に入りませんし、結果的に交渉は裏切られもしましたが、様々な方向からアプローチしてより目標達成率の高いプランを模索するのが私です。より確実なプランを提唱できれば風見有事の犠牲は回避可能だし、そのために戦力外かつ不確定要素たるあなたたちにわざわざこうして連絡をしているのでしょう。
あなたが私たちを裏切らないという保証は？
ありません。あなたたちの存在がかえって状況を不利に導くような場合は、私はあなたたちを遠慮なく切り捨てます。
Oh, something tells me that you won't take that route.
決して分のいい賭けではありません。乗るか反るかはあなたたち次第ですし、この話に乗るか降りるかもあなたたちの自由です。さあ、どうする？
乗れば博打、降りれば損もないけど得もないということね。
降りた場合のリスクについては条件付きね。私の行動を阻害しない限り、あなたたちは損をしません。
私の独断で決めていいことではないわね。
あまり時間がないわ。できれば今すぐ答えが欲しいのだけれど。
10分いただけないかしら。
1分では無理？
残念ながら私そこまで人望は厚くないの。
正直ね。では5分差し上げましょう。5分後にまたこちらから連絡します。
Interesting. Not bothering to wait for a reply, Thanatos ended the phone call at once.
というわけなんだけれど。
タナトスってこないだユミちゃんが言ってたコンピュータのこと？それともコンピュータの管理運用をしている組織そのものの名称がタナトスなの？
No, Thanatos is the actual computer.
今
AI.
の彼女の言葉を信じるのなら、彼女こそがタナトスシステムで、コンピュータが自らの判断で直接私たちに連絡してきたってことになるわね。
There you go.
信じるの？
全面的に信用するわけにはいかないけれど、それでも糸口の一つと考えれば悪くはない提案だと思うわ。
つかこれ絶対罠でしょ、罠。なんかいろいろ怪しすぎ。
ですが、私たちを罠に陥れる意味とか利点が分かりませんよね。
In fact, it's like the opposite. If you don't want to give a terrorist anything, you have everything to gain by gaining more allies to sacrifice to fight alongside you for a more favorable outcome, right?
少なくともここで私たちを操ることができれば邪魔になる可能性を排除できるよね。
It's probably like one of two things. It's like you either agree to cooperate with her and get things done, or agree to not get in their way and then can't get anything done, right?
排除だけならこんな回りくどい方法なんか取らねえのよさ。理由を適当にでっち上げて逮捕しちゃった方が確実なのよ。
けどそれだけで信用しろってのも無茶だよね。つうかさ、あいつなんでコンピューターの分際であんな偉そうなの？
みちる様こそどうしてそんなに偉そうなのですか？
あんた最近ほんと生意気よ。喧嘩しないの、時間ないんでしょ？
で、結局どうすんのよさ。
I mean, the answer is pretty obvious if you think about it from a logical point of view, but you have to think about it from like all points of view.
そういうあんたはどうなのよ。
私は今頭の中カッカしてるから冷静じゃないのよさ。こういう時は何やってもうまくいかないって分かってるし、ユミちゃんの出した答えに従う。
いりそう。
責任を押し付けるって意味じゃないのよ。なんつうか、私たちの中で一番状況を理解していて一番冷静なのがユミちゃんなんじゃねえかなって思うから。
And that makes a lot of sense.
ユミちゃんの意見に従うって言ってんのよ。
私は賭けに乗る方に賛成。このまま何もできずに終わるよりは多少分が悪くても賭けに乗った方がいいと思う。
ですね。私も ここまで来て尻込みするようなメイドではありませんし、タナトスさんを信じてみようかと思います。
じゃあ決まりかな、ユミちゃん。
そうね。
私まだ OK してないんですけど。
Mihama Michiru.
うるせえ。
何を。
松島さん、うるさい。
ごめんなさい。
前々から疑問だったのですが、どうしてみちる様は榊さんには逆らえないんでしょうか。
そんなことないわよ。
ああ、あれか。
What?
あれあれって何？
あれはそう。みちるが美浜に来たばっかりの頃だったかな。
Oh, time for a flashback, guys.
その話はいいから、今はもっと重要なことあるでしょ。
それで結局乗るの？降りるの？
わかりました、乗ります。乗ればいいんでしょ、もう。
At the end of the day, they'd broken out of their cage in search of a new way forward. They weren't about to turn tail now. And offered a potential thread to follow, they had no reason to decline. It was a perfectly natural decision under the circumstances. Honestly, none of them knew what to believe anymore. If not for the fact that Kazumi Yuji's life was on the line, they might have been tempted to run for the hills. And to some degree, they were already bracing themselves for the possibility of failure. But even so, they couldn't just back down. This was their fight now. They had to see it through themselves. Looking around the room, Amane found that everyone was frowning, their shoulders visibly tense. Touched by the frustration she saw in Makina's eyes, she reached out and mussed the girl's hair up, just as Yuji often had. Makina reacted like a cranky child, squirming in her seat in an attempt to escape. She watched her young friend wriggle around. Amane could feel her shoulders relaxing slightly. This was actually kind of amusing, wasn't it?
こいつ面白い。
Uh-oh. You appreciate how nice the inside the bowl looks? I don't know.
では私も。
何よ、何がそんな面白いの？私にもやらせなさいよ。
くそー、なんだお前ら、おもちゃじゃねえぞ。何すんだよ。
To a neutral observer, this might have looked like a group assault on the cranium of a helpless young lady. Certain litigation nation, it would probably have been grounds for a harassment lawsuit. Well. She watched the others take turns casually playing with Makina's hair. Yuko felt a small twinge of envy at their intimacy.
よろしかったら榊さんもお一つ。
私は遠慮しておくわ。ま、縁起物だと思ってさ。ね。
For luck?
もう
I can't. Before those words managed to leave Yumiko's mouth, Makina thrust her head forward with a somewhat surly expression on her face.
ほれ、遊ばしてあげるのよ。触っとけ。
Probably more gentle than any touch Makina is going to get right now. Tentative as someone attempting to pet an unfriendly cat, Yumiko slowly reached out her hand. When her fingers touched Makina's head, she found it pleasantly warm, smaller than she realized. And Makina suddenly became a cat at the end. Come to think of it, this was probably the first time she ever stroked someone's hair in such a manner. Trusting others only allows them to betray you, so it had always seemed wisest not to trust anybody. Her distrust had kept everyone at a distance. She assumed that anyone who approached her had ulterior motives, and eventually they learned to stop trying. Yumiko had spent a very long time trapped in that vicious circle, so by her standards, simply reaching out to touch someone represented rather dramatic progress. I suppose this is the first time I reached out like this to anyone other than Kazumi-kun. It's actually rather easy, isn't it? Something that had frozen in her chest was beginning to melt, but before she had time to savor the feeling, a familiar electronic sound filled the air.
おーい、電話鳴ってんぞ。いつまで人の頭で遊んでやがる。
あ、そうね。
It's like, ah, it's so nice. So reluctantly removing her hand from Akina's head, Yumiko reached to the phone on the table and flicked the answer button.
結論は出た？
Oh, back to Thanatos music.
Eh, あなたの用意した賭けに乗るわ。
Alright.
賢明ね。
We're doing it!
賢明かどうかはあなたの提示する情報次第ね。聞かせてもらえるかしら。
そうね。でもその前にあなたたちのことをもっと知っておきたいわ。テストさせてもらってもいいかしら。
Test!
テスト？
おいおい、タナトスさんってば随分と一方的なのよ。
Oh, Machina failed.
テストといっても私のやり方を理解してもらうためのチュートリアルのようなものだし、簡単なゲームよ。
ゲーム？
あなたたちが私の指示通りに行動できるか否かが本作戦の大きな鍵となります。これは単純な能力審査と考えてもらって構いません。その結果をもとに今後のプランの修正をしていきます。
何よ、筆記試験でもする気？質問じゃないけど私バカだからね。
Thanks for
そ
sure.
れは本当に自慢でも何でもないわね。まあいいわ。今日はもう遅いし、続きはまた明日にしましょう。そうね。明日の午前8時45分にまたこちらから連絡します。ではおやすみなさい。良い夢を。
Yo, Yumeo. As soon as she finished speaking, the Thanatos cut off the call, having evidently taken their consent for granted. For a moment, everyone sat there silently, somewhat taken aback by the abrupt way in which the conversation had ended.
どういうこと？
続きは明日。今日はもう寝ろってことでしょ。
いや、まあわかるんだけど、なんかこうもっとね
まあ気持ちはわかるのよ。いよいよ何かが始まりそうな予感。期待と不安でボヨンと膨らんだ胸の中身をどうすればいいのかわからない。そういうことだね。
そうそれ。何？今日はもう本当に終わり？
お祭りの後のヤンキーみたいなこと言ってないで、言われた通り今日はもう休みましょう。
Gotta prepare for tomorrow.
そりゃいいんだけど、お風呂とかどうすんのよさ。
近くに銭湯とかあるのかしら。スオさん知らない？スオさん？
何？
Oh, does Amina know?
だから近くに銭湯とかあるのかしらって。
I think Amina knows.
あるよ。って言っても30分ぐらい歩くと思うけど。
どうしたマネ？なんかぼーっとして。
Is that enough hints for you to realize?
気のせいかな。
何が？
なんでもない。
Yeah, I think Amina is getting an inkling on who Thanatos is.
なんだっけ、お風呂か。じゃあ案内してあげる。みんなで行こっか。
Wait. Something was bugging her, but she wasn't entirely sure what it was. Felt a little bit like recognizing the melody of a song but not remembering the title. So every bit as annoying. Yeah, so that's what I think it is. I think the Thanatos voice is not supposed to sound like Kazuki, but for us to make it easier for the listeners, it does sound like Kazuki. But at the same time, the mannerisms, the way she speaks and everything sounds exactly like Kazuki. So even though it's been like 5 or 6 long years for Amane, like she's starting to she recognized that tone of voice, that kind of like attitude, so to speak, personality kind of thing. And I think that's what it is, right? It felt like a little bit like recognizing the melody of a song, not remembering the title. However, this sort of thing wasn't exactly uncommon. She couldn't let it bother her too much, especially given how many other things they had to worry about right now. She shook her head slightly. I'm going to focus her thoughts on finding the quickest route to the neighborhood bathhouse. Alright. Sun rose on the first day of their rebellion. You know what? I think this is a good place to call it. Oh, I think this is a good place to call it. I feel like we're getting a lot of good plot dumps and stuff, and we're really, I think, now in the thick of things. So next week we're gonna get even more in the thick of things. So yeah, that's basically it. No more Mihama Academy, guys. We're out. The Mihama girls are out. They're now their own, and they're about to be a task force that rescues Yuji or something, or does something anyway. Thanatos. Anyway, for now, this is animefanrk2k. Thank you very much for watching tonight's Monday Night Livestream. I'll see you guys next week for more of the Eden of Grisaia, and you know, we'll have fun with it, etc. Why are you waiting me? Go on. It's over, man. It's over. Livestream done. Tomorrow we'll probably do more story mode in Mario Maker on the Twitch. We'll figure it out. We'll do story mode. Maybe do like a few viewer levels. All right. So have a good one. Also, I have off from work on Thursday and Friday because American holiday. So we'll probably have bonus live streams on Thursday or Friday. But we'll see. Peace. Night. See ya.